Hello and welcome to another episode of How to Kill an Hour. This is one of our special
punishment
episodes where we have user-generated jokes that you guys have sent in and some extra bonus jokes as well. Strictly jokes in this. So Sean, should we jump straight in?
We shall.
We shall. Okay, Sean. An old man and his garden is what this one's called. An old Italian man lived in New Jersey and he wanted to plant his annual tomato garden, but it was very difficult to work because the ground was so hard. His only son, Vincent, who used to help him, was in prison. The old man wrote a letter to his son and described the predicament. Dear Vincent, I'm feeling pretty sad because it looks like you won't be able to plant my tomato garden this year. I'm just getting too old to be digging up the garden plot. I know if you were here, my troubles would be over. I know you'd be happy to dig the plot for me, like in the old days. Love, Papa. A few days later, he received a letter from his son. Dear Pop, don't dig up the garden. That's where the bodies are buried. Love, Vinny. At 6 a.m. the next morning, FBI agents and local police arrived and dug up the entire area, but didn't find a single body. They apologized to the old man and they left. That same day, the old man received another letter from his son. Dear Pop, go ahead and plant the tomatoes now. That's the best I could do under the circumstances. Love, Vinny.
Man like Vinny.
It's a good one, isn't it? It's a nice
outside
little
the box.
Yeah, man.
Hey,
Literally.
sick.
Outside the
Sick.
box. What's in the
Oh,
box?
yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, man. I thought it was one of them ones when I read it, I was like, I can't wait to tell Sean this, man. You get me?
Very much appreciate it. That's a good one. Right. This one is for. Oh, this is we had a joke from Mr. Oscar Gomez last week.
Yes, Oscar with the zingers again.
Right. A rooster and a kitten got in a heated argument, and the kitten decided to leave the house. As soon as the cat left, it started pouring with rain. The kitten was cold and wet and started pounding on the door. Let me in, she screamed. I'm soaked. But the rooster refused to open the door. No, I won't let you in. The rain kept falling harder and the cat was miserable and cold. Please, I'm sorry, let me in. I'm drenched. But the rooster wouldn't open the door. Moral: the wetter the pussy, the harder the cock.
It's a reach.
Also, it says, morale.
Right. So, David is finally engaged and excited to show off his new braid.
He's got a new. Hey, David with the new braid. Also, it's weird in a joke to use the full name of David. It's always Dave, innit? And you're like,
All right, okay.
David.
All right. Thanks for the tips. So Dave is finally engaged and excited to show off his new bride to his ma. Ma, he said to his mother, I'm going to bring home 3 girls and I want you to guess which one is my fiance. Sure enough, 20 minutes later, Dave walks through the door with 3 girls following behind him. It's that one, said his mum without blinking an eye. Holy cow, said Dave. How in the world did you know it was her? His mum took a deep sigh and said, I just don't like her. Shout out to the in-laws.
Yeah. Right. I asked my daughter to pass me the phone book. She laughed at me, called me a boomer, and gave me her iPhone. So, the spider is dead, her iPhone is broken, and my daughter is furious.
That's what you get. That's what you get.
That is what you get.
That's what you get for calling him a boomer. All right. A lady calls the police to report her husband is missing. The police arrive and ask for a description. She tells them to look out for someone that's 6'2" with perfect hair and a smile that makes everybody love him. The police start their investigation by checking the lady next door and seeing if she's seen anything. They repeat his description and the neighbour says, you can't believe her. He's 5'4", has no hair and wears a perpetual frown on his face. The police are a little bit confused, so they go back to the first house to chat to the lady with the missing husband. Why did you lie, said the police. You can get in serious trouble for a false report. Well, said the lady, just because I reported him missing doesn't mean I wanted him back.
Oh. Kiera. This is a short one.
Yeah.
Doctor, looks like you'll be eating for 2 now. Oh my God, I'm pregnant. No, it's a tapeworm.
All right, I've got a short one for you as well. My wife just nudged me and said, you weren't even listening, were you? I thought, that's a strange way to start a conversation.
It's usually, huh?
Yeah. Huh? Yeah. Yeah.
A totally naked woman rushed into a taxi. The taxi driver turned back and stared at her keenly. The woman asked the taxi driver, "Why are you staring at me that way? Haven't you ever seen a naked woman before?" The taxi driver replied, "No, I'm just wondering where you have my money at." Shade.
Hey. Yeah, man. I don't think you want them prison purse dollars though, do you? One day, a proctologist, aka a bum doctor, got bored with his job. But he realised that he'd spent many years training with his hands, and he decided he would switch to careers to something else that he could also use his hands with. Not wanting the stress of being a medical professional, he went to night school to learn to be a mechanic. He worked really hard and studied all day and night, and when the results of his final exam came in, he was quite perplexed. It showed that he got 150% on the test. The doctor figured this had to be a mistake, so he called his instructor at the vocational school. "Doc, there must be some mistake. It says I got 150% on the final exam. Could you explain that?" Instructor, "Well, for the first part of the test, you took apart the car's engine perfectly, and that counted for 50 points. Then, when you put the engine back together," let me do that again. "Right, for the first part of the test, you took apart the car's engine perfectly, and that counted for 50% of your test. Then, when you went and put the engine back together again perfectly, that was another 50% of your test. But the extra 50%, well, that's because none of us have ever seen anyone do it through the exhaust before." There you go.
It was a bum joke.
It's a bum joke. Hey. Did you see that one coming?
I didn't. Damn it. A man walks into a library and says to the librarian, "Do you have that book for men with small penises?" The librarian looked at her computer and says, "I don't know if it's in yet." "Yep, that's the one."
Yes. All right. "Do you know what gaslighting is?" said my other half. "We talked about this last week." "Do you know what gaslighting is?" said my other half. "We talked about it last week," I replied. "You should know there's no such thing as gaslighting. You just made that up because you're fucking crazy."
Do you know what? I would love to try. would love to try and convince someone.
Yeah, man, that's so. That's like when you say to your parents, and they go, "I'm getting forgetful in my old age." You go, "You just said that, you know," and they're like, "Oh yeah."
Oh man, that's so short. What do you call a guy? What do you call a guy who knocks one out while crying?
I don't know. What do you call him?
A tearjerker. That's a terrible one.
All right. A man running late for his once-in-a-lifetime job interview is frantically trying to find a parking spot in a packed lot. Time is not on his side and he starts to panic. In his last-ditch attempt, he turns to the skies and begs, "God, please help me out here. I'll do anything. I'll quit smoking. I'll stop drinking. I'll donate more to charity." As soon as he finishes his plea, the skies open up and a bright light shines onto an empty parking space. The man holds up his hand to the sky, looks up and says, "Oh, never mind. I just found one."
I saw it coming. It was still great.
I love that one, bro.
That's a great one.
Oh, man.
That is a great one. That one is similar to the one where there's like a guy on the roof, and I think there's like a guy on the roof, and like there's like helicopters coming to save him, all this, and he's like, "God," and God was like, "Guess who sent all the choppers?" I got one more. This is a good one. A chicken and an egg are lying in bed. The chicken is smoking a cigarette, stretches and says, "That was incredible." The egg crosses its arms, gets angry and mutters, "Well, I guess you've answered that long age question."
Yes, finally we have an answer. All right, I've got a short one for you. Passwords are like condoms. If I'm the first person to tell you not to reuse them, then something has already gone catastrophically wrong. And there you go. That's our
pun Ishman.
I mean, there were some puns in there, Sean. There were some puns in there, man.
Thank you guys for sending those in.
Yeah, appreciate that, man. And we added some more in the mix. And also, there is one that's very close to that roof one that we've got. That we haven't got time for this week, but we'll definitely get towards next week as well. No outro music this time. We're just going to end this episode right here. But if you do,
how about we just talk and then we trail out really slow?
Just trail out really slow. But what we should do first is say, if you want to send us jokes, the best way I think is the people that are just DMing them. I like that. I think it's really good to just poke through them and find them. So yeah, send them on Insta, Facebook, Twitter, or email. What was it again? jokes@howtokillanhour.com.
We had quite a few anonymous ones this week, but please let us know. We can give you a shout out and that.
I think some of the naughty ones, they want to stay anonymous. I get it. But anyway, yeah. So as I was saying, Sean, yeah, man. So yeah, what I was thinking of doing is, basically, what we want to do is we want to get a massive pile of chips, yeah. And then what I want to do is get a massive pile of nacho cheese. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get everyone to pour it all over them.